Hey guys, Leona here with Empowering Wellness. I hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. I'm getting ready to introduce one of the latest members of my High Vibe tribe, Jana of Empowering Wellness. If you are not part of my High Vibe tribe, make sure that you jump on over to Empowering Wellness Facebook group to join the High Vibe tribe. So tonight we are going to be meeting Jana. Now, Jana is one of my amazing new life coach friends that I met with Genius Unlocked, and I'm so excited to have her on here tonight. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. So Jana of Boston, Massachusetts. So here in Florida, we're getting ready to freeze, but I can't even imagine how cold it is up there. From Boston, Massachusetts, is an author and a best-selling memoir of Enchanted Wellness, How to Go from Hating Disease to Loving It. When told she would be disabled within 10 years, she decided to take her life by the bullhorns, become a plant-based triathlete and meditation guru, and visualized her way into true health. Having recovered from this chronic life-threatening condition, she now inspires others through her best-selling book and provides one-on-one and group coaching programs based on the steps she used in her healing journey. Jana is launching her group program on March 20th, 2025. And as a thank you for listening to us today, Jana has a free Enchanted Wellness tips available on her Linktree and her website that she is going to be adding in to the comments for tonight. Is also going to be sending the link to her best-selling book where you can be found on Amazon. And I'm so excited to be having Jana joining us live tonight. How are you, my dear?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm amazing. Welcome and happy terrific Tuesday.
Thank you. Trying to
So
see.
we are just going to set ourselves up back so that we can see each other on there. Perfect. And I'll do a sound check. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you all right. I just don't know if you can see me okay.
Yep, I can see you. Just stay back a little bit. Yep, perfect. So now we're in our split screen. You can hear me. I can see you. You can see me. You can hear me.
Okay, got it.
Amazing. So welcome to
Yeah.
learn about Jana beyond the bio. So I just finished reading your bio, and tell us what really got you where you are. What is the chronic disease? How did it motivate you? How are you now motivating others? Tell us a little bit that was not in the bio for us to learn tonight.
Okay, sure. Um, well, I mean, honestly, I should be in a wheelchair by now. And that was what the doctor said in March of 2000 when I was diagnosed with MS, multiple sclerosis, that I'd be disabled within 10 years. So I decided to take my life by the bullhorn. I became a vegan triathlete, and I meditated and visualized my way into true health. And now I coach and guide individuals and groups into using my four-step process that I did using on my own and others to heal fully from MS. I guide them through that process. And yeah, I mean, essentially, I'm symptom free. I'm drug free. I haven't had any symptoms in 17 years. And and I wrote a best-selling book called Enchanted Wellness: How to Go from Hating Disease to Loving It, because loving your disease is one of the key steps in healing. And I guide and connect people to do the same that I did and follow the path of Enchanted Wellness, essentially.
Oh my God, I love that. You know, with my business being empowering wellness, I always tell people you have to empower your own wellness and healing journey. Be your best advocate. You know, learn the things from other people, take the accountability for yourself. And as a, spiritual life coach, working with energy work, your mindset, right? Like we worked with, our unconscious mind with Genius Unlocked. Mindset is everything. And I love the fact that
Mhm.
you're saying loving your disease, because if you don't love it and accept it and it's part of you, but it doesn't define you, and it's only something that could be temporary, because I believe that the body can heal. fully and completely given the right environment and tools. And how amazing and empowering, especially in the week that I'm doing a plant-based cleanse for my health, that you were a vegan triathlete. Like, it's like, that is so amazing, because I always tell people, like, food is medicine. And, working with that is just so incredible, to be able to know that you're giving your body the right thing, and it can fuel you even through the power and strength of a triathlon. So amazing. Congratulations. That is awesome. So tell me, what are you passionate about these days? What has been filling you up? What's bringing you joy and passion these days?
Essentially launching my group program and really learning how to create a community. And because I believe that when you have a health buddy or a partner, doesn't have to be in your family, but when you have somebody in your community that's rooting for you, that's partnering with you, it really makes a huge difference versus doing it alone.
Yes.
So that's why I'm really focusing on using that process for healing, and really joining a community essentially that would really empower them to be strong and supported.
And I think community is key. That's the whole reason I decided to do this interview series with Empowering Wellness, is to meet other people in the High Vibe tribe, know their story, learn just more beyond the like little bio blurb that we all put out there, right? Like really getting to know someone, how we can support each other, being in community and connection. And like you said, like having an accountability partner, right? Like when I was a personal trainer and I had my name tag on at the gym, I was like, this is not my name tag that says my name. This says accountability buddy. And this makes sure that you show up at like your 6 a.m. appointment, because you've made the date with me and the appointment to come there, right? So like you're getting to be these people's accountability partners to be able to journey through this. And very specifically with MS, which I know a lot of people might not necessarily know what that is. So can you give a little bit of description on multiple sclerosis and how it affects the body, and people that might not be familiar with that type of disease, and how how that can affect the body?
Yeah, sure. Essentially multiple sclerosis, there's 4 different kinds, but most people start off with relapsing remitting, which means it comes and goes. And essentially, if you can imagine like an electrical cord, and some of that cord is missing, has been eaten out, or broken. Essentially, that's like what the nerve over your myelin sheath is called, in your body. It's the messages aren't getting from your brain to different parts of your body. So it's like short circuiting per se. So that's the main reason essentially. So it's happens in the brain essentially, but it's affecting the loss of the body. And symptoms vary from each person, but a lot of the symptoms, and symptoms that I had when I had MS were fatigue, numbness in my extremities, dizziness, imbalance. I think that's most of the symptoms that I had when I had MS.
And that's amazing that you were able to strengthen the body and fuel it so much to be able to be a triathlete. Like people don't realize how much, the swimming, the running, the biking that is required for that. So amazing that your switch wasn't technically, going through and switched on. However, you were able to heal and go through your process to be able to actually turn it on enough to be able to do such a physical competition, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
So what are the hobbies that you do today? Are you still doing triathlons? Are you still biking and running and swimming? Like, what are some of the hobbies that are in your daily life, or what you like to do now that is filling you up and bringing you joy?
I do strength training. I do yoga. I really love yoga and in person yoga. I like going hiking in the outdoors, and I guess skiing when the weather permits. And we are getting more snow this year in Boston, so I'm grateful for that. Just really, and cooking. I love cooking. Learning how to cook different ethnic foods, and just being as healthy as possible in that regards, because food is medicine in my world.
100% food
Yeah,
is medicine. Yes.
yeah, and then just really, hanging out with friends and in community and things like that. It's really key as well as my hobbies.
And I bet in the winter, staying warm.
Yeah, well,
But
yeah,
skiing when you want to, right? Like if you like the
yeah,
cold and you've got the clothes for it, the weather, here us in Florida, we're like, what is happening? We are not prepared for this.
yeah. We actually went and worked out in the cold and the snow today because it was like, oh, it's like, I don't know, it was really cold today. It was like below 20. But the good thing I have a healthy partner, husband, and he's like, let's just go for, power walk and do some strength training in the park, and that'll wear us out. So we'll sleep like rocks tonight. So
I
we
love
did that.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah, it was
so
fun.
amazing. It's so amazing that you have such a loving, supportive partner. That is so key. Like we said, accountability, community, but also connection with your partner. So speaking of that, let's talk about your family dynamic. Like how has that shaped you, who you are, how it is part of, your journey and your healing? Like how has that played a part in your world so far?
Hmm. Um, well, I mean, my family is my husband and my cat. I had two cats, but now I have one. And I grew up in a family of six. I now have four, but I have four siblings who are remaining today. And I grew up on a farm in Iowa. And I was the youngest, the baby in the family, and my family spans over 20 years. So, um, um, I've been working on healing my relationships with my family over the years, and I've been very successful at regaining friendships and relationships with them because I didn't grow up with a lot of them, and and yeah, age and distance were a huge gap, so it was kind of hard. But I realized that family was important, and so we still get together, mostly Zoom, and once in a while we got together before my other brother passed in California in the redwoods, and that was a fun trip. Um,
Oh, that's amazing. I've always said I wanted to hug the redwoods. I want to hug one of the big
oh, they're
trees.
so
I want to commune
beautiful.
with them. Yes.
It's so beautiful. Yeah. So, anyways, just trying to stay in communication and just be together whenever we can. So,
Community
I,
connection, so
yeah.
key for sure. And for healing, and even if you weren't close then, you get to recreate your family dynamics. I even say even friends can be like soul family. It's the family that we choose, or partners and things that come into your life can be part of your family. Family dynamics can be so vast depending on, your background of coming up. So I love that you're redefining that for you and having these new relationships now, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited that you have such a loving, supportive partner that gets you out there power walking and doing the things. My new partner is doing the same thing. So, and he's also doing my vegetarian cleanse with me this week. I'm like, yes, accountability
Oh, that's
partner.
cool.
It's awesome. It's super key. So, what are some of the passion projects that you're working on right now that is serving and helping the collective?
Um, well, I would say, I mean, group coaching, really working on creating my group coaching program. Obviously, that's different than 101, and just working on trying to figure out like how to create a community, and then also use some of the distinctions and tools we learned in Genius Unlocked, and being able to provide my clients within that and within that realm. So that's really mostly what I'm working on, and yeah, just
And so, how would you define those clients that you're wanting to work with? Like, who would be part of your high vibe tribe? Who would be part of your community? If they're listening right now, who would be those ideal people and clients that you would want to serve, and how can you serve them best?
mm, um, well, people who are challenged with chronic conditions and autoimmune disease, preferably in the newly diagnosed realm within 1 to 2 years, 1 to 3 years, something like that. And that's mostly, I guess, because I know I can help them like mold and create their own mindset, how they want to go about the healing journey, because it is possible. I mean, many people have healed, and just a lot of people haven't shared their stories. So, and even though I'm an extrovert. I'm still sharing my story. So that's one of my challenges. But yeah, just really, that's who I really like to work with, and people who are either into transformational work or spiritual work, law of attraction based, just, more open-minded. And you'd kind of have to be to realize that you could meditate and visualize your way to true health. I mean, athletes have done it. So of course, athletes would be in my target audience as well, because I love athletics. And when you're an athlete, you already have some discipline. And that's what it takes, is commitment and discipline to heal fully from a chronic condition, essentially.
For sure. I have redefined my definition of discipline into devotion, a self-devotion for myself and a self-care that is on a deeper level, because it becomes part of who I am. It's not something I do. It's like I'm self-caring others and myself, and it's a devotion that I've set myself to. So when you're inspiring these athletes and these people with these chronic disease, like, what would be one of the disciplines or the devotions that you would have, or recommendations for them to be able to set them on a path? Can you give an example of that for the collective?
I would say, well, one key element in healing and recovery is gratitude. Having them take on writing in a gratitude journal every night before bed, because that sets the subconscious mind into a positive state of everything you're grateful for, and you get to sleep on that. And it's been something I've been doing, since 2005, when I did the mind body medicine course with one of the pioneers of mind body medicine, Dr. Herb Benson, who's now passed. But this was one of the key fundamentals in healing, was really being grateful and loving my disease. So how are ways that you can look at your body and whatever ails you, per se, and love it, and listen to it. Your body's really just talking to you, and what is it saying, and what can you do about that, or what can you take on as a result of it communicating with you? So meditating is great, and that really gets you more connected to your body and more present to everything. And then visualization creates a new pathway for your life and your health. So those are some of the tips I would give.
Yes, so true. As a theta healer, we work in that theta brainwave, that deep meditative state, and it's amazing what transformation can happen in that theta meditative brainwave. And it's so amazing that more people are understanding the mindfulness. And if we can see it and we believe it, then it can happen. And it's already happened. And we can be grateful and thankful that it's already happened and it is done. Because like you said, that gratitude of that power is just so impactful. And I tell people, when you're in gratitude, you can't be in lack, right? You're not in lack of anything else, because that frequency of gratitude is so much higher. And that's why I tell people, I want my high vibe people. I want people that are vibrating in that higher vibration, that are in that gratitude, that are in that love frequency, because when you're in that, you can't be in anything else. And when you sink down into it, it brings you out, and then you're not in gratitude anymore. So I love that, of being able to be in that gratitude before you going to sleep, because again, right before sleep state, that theta brainwave is some of the best times to be able to manifest and heal in that area. So that is such a powerful tool for all of you listening in to be able to start, is that gratitude before bed. I think that is absolutely an amazing advice. And for me, I'm really passionate about getting people to understand and learn and connect and connect with people like you, because I know that we can create this ripple effect, right? Because as we raise our vibration, as we heal ourselves, we can help heal others, and that ripple effect continues, and it creates such impact. And one of the biggest impacts that I really feel passionate about are retreats, because you're able to pull yourself into a community and connection in a sacred space to actually retreat and take a break from the outside world and learn all these tools and submerge and immerse in it. And that's why I'm so passionate about creating retreats. Like, my next retreats in this fall, I'm going to have Rincon, Puerto Rico, next summer on a yacht in Croatian islands, and they're going to be amazing transformational retreats. And I always love getting people's opinions. Like, have you ever been on a retreat before? What was your experience like?
Yeah, I have, and it was a phenomenal experience. It was a different kind of a retreat because it was half educational and half retreat per se. I mean, like it was like 4 hours a day in the course, and the course was called Structural Connections. It was through wisdom. I call it the spiritual division of Landmark Worldwide, and it was really powerful because it had to look at how your structural connections, how it relates to your body, and how you stand and how you walk, and really how you relate to your body overall. And during this exercise, myself and another gentleman really got that we had this conversation every day with ourselves that we were broken goods, essentially. And he was diagnosed with AIDS, and I had MS back then. And so I was always relating to myself. Every time I gave myself a needle shot, which I was on drugs for several years, so I was doing it every day. And every day I took my shot, and I would say to myself, "There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me," And on an unconscious level, I was saying, "I'm broken goods. Who would want me?" And I was, single for most of my young life especially when I had MS, and I was like, "I'm just broken goods." And so in that course, I really got, because of the community, we both had this amazing breakthrough that we realized this awareness that we were saying this stuff to ourselves, and then we could create something different. So after that, I was still on a drug, but I would say it's liquid gold, like healing my body, and just visualizing a completely different conversation, and that I wasn't broken goods. It was just like delivering gold, essentially. So if I wouldn't have gone on that retreat per se, I never would have gotten that. And that's the whole thing of community, and that's what retreats do, because you're in a different. I was in Cancun, Mexico. It was beautiful and warm and, and luxurious. And so, it was just completely wonderful to be in that kind of an experience. And eventually down the road, not this year, but next year, I would like to create a retreat, essentially. As well.
Yes, let's talk. I would love that, because I love the idea that you had such a transformational breakthrough on a retreat. You got to be witnessed by someone else. They also had the same thing, and then you had this major reframe that you were putting something in your body that could help heal, and you saw yourself healing with this liquid gold. That's right, the energy of the love and light, that liquid gold. And that completely started changing that reframe, and which started helping you, I'm sure, probably get that visualization of seeing your cells being healthy and strong, receiving the liquid gold, which probably then stemmed this whole process now that you get to walk people through to be able to shift, right? It's all about a mindset shift, a transformation, a reframe, taking something that you have and putting in a different perspective, getting a different perspective. And how amazing, because you were immersed in this beautiful environment, right? And then like being witnessed with all these other people, that you got to have that experience and then share that amazing healing experience with someone else, and then be witnessed by the whole group of that transformation during it. So I think that's pretty powerful and impactful. And some of the reasons why I think retreats are so powerful is because of that witnessing and the transformation and that sacredness and that community and the connection. So yes, I would love to support you with future retreats, being able to work together, because I do think that is probably one of the best ways to create transformation. And as we know, with the breakthrough processes that we learned with Genius Unlock with the coaching, if you do immersive and day after day and into it, how amazing and transformative it was. Like, we basically got to do virtual retreats with each other by supporting each other and going through the process. So I love that for you. I love that for us, and love it for the collective, that there are more people that are wanting to help create a bigger shift in healing. I believe the world. I believe that we can heal the world, one person, one event, one retreat, one masterclass, one group coaching at a time. It will create that ripple effect to be able to raise that frequency of the collective. So I'm so excited that you're part of the High Vibe tribe doing that, my dear. So what are some of the save the dates? I always say that it's so important to save the date, because it's that sacred yes to ourselves, that we're taking the time and intention to say yes to ourselves, to make that sacred commitment to it. So do you have any save the dates that you would like the collective to know about? And why do you think it's so important to have a save the date that people put out there?
Oh, okay. March 20th for my group program for the Enchanted Wellness community. And I mentioned I'm creating it to be small group, but because that's more intimate and can be buddy up with. But why save the date? Because you really need to take time for yourself and commit to a date for by when are you going to work on yourself and start loving yourself in community. And so that's really why outside of that, because if you don't do it, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to the gym next week instead of every day or whatever, you know. So yeah, if you don't have a by when, yeah, I mean, like I'm in a fitness community and you know, like that really makes a difference. But I know other people are not suffering, but I mean,
well, there's always a tomorrow, right? But tomorrow is
yeah,
tomorrow. A date is a date, right?
yeah, yeah. It started, you know, a couple weeks ago, and it ends in a couple weeks. And I have this time to be like really good with my diet and all that stuff. And other people are doing it too. And it really makes a difference to be in community and to save the date. Yeah, because otherwise, nothing happens if you don't commit to a date.
And
So.
as we learned with Genius Unlocked, you know, creating a goal that smart way, right? It has to
Mm-hmm.
be specific and measurable and having all the details. So having the date is important to have this by, right? Like this by this date is like putting that timeline in the future that it's happening then, right? The energetics of that is just so huge. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for you for March of 2025 for your group collective transformational healing support community coming out. After the live for today, you'll make sure you put it into the comments. But if people are wanting to get it, can you just state it for those that would like to hear it so they could have it in the recording if they're watching this on YouTube later, another platform? What is the best way to be able to get a hold of you, to be able to get that save the date from you and more information?
I would say, I mean, you can, well, the easiest way would be to email me, Jana Scholten or Jana Scholten at gmail.com. That's how it's spelled. Otherwise, I'm on Instagram. It's Jana _ Scholten on the Instagram channel. That's the best way. And then from there, you can get to my link tree and things like that.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
And can you spell the Jana and your last name for everybody nice and slow so that if they're writing it down that they can?
Oh, sure. It's Jana like banana, JANA _ S as in Sam, C as in Charlie, H as in Harry, O as in Oz, L as in Larry, T as in Tom, E as in Edward, and N as in Nancy. So yeah, Jana _ Scholten.
Perfect. Amazing. So I have one last question. I want you to close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, take a deep breath in and out. And I want you to imagine if you could tell advice to your little girl self, to little Jana, what was something that you've learned now that she needed to hear then that would be most impactful for you to hear today?
Just to love and trust yourself and others more. That would be, yeah.
That's amazing. As people know, I believe in inner child work. You know, there's some part of us, some story, there's some wounded inner child part of us that needed to hear something or receive a message that they didn't get then, that we're now learning and receiving now. And so what a powerful message to love and trust more ourselves and those around us. Because in that love and trust, we can then love and trust the process, the universe that it's working for us, not against us, right? Our higher selves, our intuition, our community, our connection. I think that is brilliant to be able to leave the collective tonight with those words of loving and trusting yourself and those around you. Reach out, create a community, be part of something bigger and greater so that we can create that ripple effect and be able to help change the vibration and the healing of the world. And know that there are people out there. And even if you're an introvert and you've never done a Facebook Live, you can tell your story, you can get out there, you can empower yourself, because it's all about empowering your health and wellness journey. It's so exciting to have you being part of my Empowering Wellness Facebook group and High Vibe Tribe and friend through community with our Genius Unlocked community and life coaching. And I'm so excited to have taken this time to get to know you more. on a personal level and professional, and how people can reach out and get to you. So make sure you guys reach out to Jana. She'll be putting comments in there. Let us know how we can support you. And if you are dealing with any autoimmune or MS, she's got the advice, she's got the experience, and she's got the tools to be able to support you through your journey. So from my heart to yours, with much light and love and gratitude, namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Bye, my dear. Till next
Okay.
time. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'm so excited to be able to have everybody hear your amazing story.
Thank you, Leona.
You're
Okay.
welcome. Bye,
Ciao.
my dear.